Hi guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Markets have been horrific for the last few weeks, really, probably the last 4 weeks. It's just been a continual drop. And if you're looking at MultiVAC here, when we did hit those highs in late October, it's been down pretty much ever since. But nothing to worry about. It is an opportunity that you probably thought you missed back down here. So throughout this video, we'll take a look at a few key levels, some areas where we could potentially buy, and then some levels on the way up where we can look to accumulate once the price action does kick back in. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button and let's crack on. Just to kick this video off with, if you are looking for $250 in Bitcoin just for signing up to BlockFi, use that link in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. I'm using this on a day-to-day basis. There's a couple of things. You can earn up to 3.5% back in Bitcoin on every single purchase, and then you can earn up to 9.5% APY with a BlockFi interest account. That accrues daily, and then it's paid in Bitcoin monthly directly into your BlockFi account. So go ahead and check that out. Right, MultiVAC, we have done a 78.6% retracement. This is what I always look for. Whenever I'm looking for a bottom, I look for this level. I look at over the entire move. So we've had that move pretty much from July when the markets did start to bounce back up. We've had that tip up there, if we just put it on a bit more precisely. And we've had that drop down. If we just get rid of that green box, you can see, and get rid of that there. You can see we've pretty much done a 78% retracement now. We've come down, we've had no closures below it, and so far it looks like we are potentially forming a bottom here. Personally, I do not think we will go much lower than that, especially no closures. I mean, we have got the tip of this level here, which is, I mean, that's a complement area. If you just put the horizontal ray on and look at that level, it's pretty much there or thereabouts, isn't it? When we did that drop, we pretty much touched that level very, very close. You're talking a couple of cents out, well, less than a couple of cents, a couple of points, and we bounced off that level of support there. So for me, that is the bottom. If you are looking to place some orders and catch some MultiVAC at a little bit lower levels, I'd still use that level there, but that's 0.00793. There's a good chance it may hit. There's a good chance it won't hit, but if you're looking for levels to buy, that is one I would consider. Before the markets do turn around, we have got the FOMC meeting today over in the US, so it's always such a subject that, because everyone else expects the worst from these meetings. But over the course of the last couple of years, whenever people have been mentioning these meetings, it's never really affected the price, to be honest. So for me, I don't think it's going to matter unless it's something drastic like they're going to try and bang Bitcoin, but I think we're a long, long way off that in the US. I think ultimately they're going to start to adopt Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I can't see anything majorly disastrous coming out of that meeting, to be honest. Probably some maybe pushing taxes or something daft like that, but nothing that will effectively direct cryptocurrencies. So that's a level I would consider buying. Like I say, I do believe that is a bottom now. We have pushed up over the end time, we've dropped, done a 78% retracement. And looking at the RSI is pretty much towards my green box down here. The green box is oversold, red box is overbought. So whenever you're going into price discovery, like if you look here, when the price was high, that gave you a good signal that was overbought. And very similar here, it had a nice peak and it dropped to a downside. You had a peak here, it dropped to a downside, and that's what always happens if you look at that peak, bang, straight down. So RSI can be used to your advantage, and currently we are at a point where the RSI is pretty much on there or thereabouts oversold. So that gives me a good signal, married in with the 786 level. The RSI, to me, hopefully, that does confirm that we are now in a bottom, and we are now building structure, ready for the next move to the upside. In terms of levels, what we need to use if we're wanting to accumulate them, we've obviously got resistance levels on the way up. I was looking at this level earlier on, if we just put the ray on it, so we see all these wicks that we're catching now with this box, multiple wicks all the way through there, and then we've also caught this wick and we use it as support. That's the first major area we need to flip to support to get back into the cycle, and if you look, we could drag it all the way through to those wicks too, but that is around 0.0149, 0.015, so that's 1.5 cent. That's an area we need to break through. Currently, we are 50% from that. That is not much in crypto. We could see that in a space of a day or a couple of days once we do start to get some growth. When we do flip that level to support, what I will do is jump in some more price analysis, and we'll go into some more in-depth technicals and see where the price can go. But this is still young. The market cap is ridiculously low. There's a lot of people talking about it. A hell of a lot of the supply is locked up in staking, so that's a good thing as well. Just looking at the moving averages, so I use the 20 and the 50. I'm expecting we will get a cross around here somewhere, probably mid-Jan. But that cross will always come after moves happen. So for example, we've had a bearish cross here on the 29th of November, but the bearish price action pretty much started when we peaked there a month before. It's usually 2 to 4 weeks out of date the crossover. So if you're ever looking to trade an asset that's done a crossover, you're probably too late to catch a bottom, if you know what I mean. So the time to short was up here. Obviously, we've had continual downward pressure, but the same will happen with this. I'm expecting the market to push up soon. When this starts pushing up, well, it's not going to be straight up, but you get what I mean. These moving averages will come over, will cross, and then we'll get that crossover around here, like I say, late Jan, and then the price will start to push up. So far, a little bit bearish, but there's some good inklings that we have formed a bottom, and for me, there's some key buying signals that are now in play. So that's pretty much that pairing covered. Buy zones down here, sell zones here. I'm not going to go into depth because there's not much to talk about in the current market situation, but I also just want to take a look at the BTC pairing. We'll have a look what's going on there. We've got one pairing on Qcoin, which I can imagine is not having too much volume. Let's have a look at this. We've got a lot of red lines. What's going on? This is previous analysis. So I already said last time, if you're looking for buys on MultiVAC, use these two levels at 249 sats all the way down to 142 sats. In my opinion, I do think that once Bitcoin starts to rally, it is going to recuperate that Bitcoin market dominance. With that, Satoshi pairs will drop in the altcoin pairs. If you are looking for some buy orders on MultiVAC in Satoshis, place some here at 141 sats. But again, the RSI is pretty much oversold, so we could bounce here and push up, potential reject off that region at 250 before we do come back down and have a look at that. So that's a potential setup. Maybe if you're holding, sell into sats, buy back into sats, and then ride it back up once if you are using the Bitcoin pairs to trade with. But I'm not going to look at any levels above. I'm going to just concentrate on these two. So we've got 250 and 140. If we break to the upside of that, I'll jump straight into more analysis and we'll have a look at some other key levels that we could potentially identify. So all in all, the markets are on tenterhooks a little bit. I mean, just looking at Bitcoin to finish off with, this is structure of a bullish uptrend. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. This is a higher low unless it drops below this region down here. So far, so good. Like I said on previous videos, I'm only bearish if we do lose this level at 35k. But for now, let's pray the markets do push on soon, because it's been 4 to 5 weeks of bears and it's not been the most enjoyable period, but I suppose you got to take the rough with a smooth. That's going to do it for today. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.